Hello friends, welcome to Prashant IAS. So friends, in the last class, we have completed our discussion till the life cycle and death of stars. And in this class, we will continue our discussion further. So friends, I have already informed you through a community post that the topic of today's class is our planet Earth. Okay, so as we all know that Earth is our own planet, Earth is our home. So now the topic for today's class is Earth. So in this class we will discuss about our planet Earth. So friends, let's begin. So friends, first of all let us discuss about the shape of Earth. Okay, so our first question is that what is the shape of Earth? So friends, earlier people used to think that Earth is actually flat in shape. Okay, so earlier what happened that people used to think that Earth is actually flat in shape. So here you on the screen you can see a diagram. So this first diagram actually represents the flat Earth. Okay, so this first diagram actually represents the flat Earth. So in the earlier time people used to think that the shape of Earth is flat. Earth is flat in shape. What friends? Then what happened? That Greek philosophers gave the idea that Earth is not flat in shape. Okay, so Greek philosophers gave the idea that this is not the correct shape of Earth. Okay, this is a wrong presumption. This is not the correct shape of Earth. So Greek philosophers gave the idea that the actual shape of the Earth is spherical. Okay, so what is the shape of Earth? So Greek philosophers gave this idea that the actual shape of Earth is spherical. Okay, so this is diagram number 2. So here you can see in diagram number 2 that the actual shape of Earth is spherical. Okay, so what is the shape of Earth? So Earth is spherical in shape. Okay, so now you have to remember that Earth is actually not flat in shape. Earth is spherical in shape, and this idea was first given by the Greek philosophers. Now friends, after this, even though it was recognized that Earth is not flat in shape, Earth is spherical in shape, now also there was a very important question, and that question was that what is in the center? Okay, what is in the center? Now what does it mean? It means that whether Sun is in the center or Earth is in the center. Okay, so whether Sun is in the center or Earth is in the center. So let's see. So friends, first of all, the geocentric theory was given. Now, what was there in the geocentric theory? So, according to geocentric theory, Earth was in the center. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, so this is diagram number 1. Okay, so as you can see, Earth is in the center. Okay, and Sun has an orbit that rotates around the Sun. So this was the scene in the earlier times. Okay, so this was the scene in the earlier times. So earlier it was thought, earlier people used to think that Earth is in the center. Okay, so earlier people do not used to think that Sun is in the center. So geocentric means, now what is the meaning of geocentric? So geo actually means Earth. Okay, so even in the first lecture itself I have told you that what is the meaning of geo? So geo means Earth. And what is the meaning of centric? So centric means center. Okay, so geo means Earth and centric means centers. So definitely the meaning of geocentric theory is that Earth is in the center. So according to geocentric theory, Earth is in the center and the Sun has an orbit that rotates around the Sun. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram that here Earth is in the center and Sun is actually rotating around the Earth. Okay, so Sun is rotating around the Earth. So this was the scene earlier. Okay, so earlier people used to think that Earth is in the center and Sun actually revolves around the Earth. Okay, but later on friends, what happened that Copernicus gave heliocentric theory. Okay, so later on what happened that the Copernicus gave heliocentric theory. Now what is the meaning of heliocentric theory? So as you can see, this is made up of two words, helio plus centric. Okay, so this is made up of two words, helio plus centric. Now what is the meaning of helio? So friends, helio means sun. Okay, what is the meaning of helio? Helio means sun. And what is the meaning of centric? So again, centric means center. Okay, so helio means sun and centric means center. So definitely it is explained, it is itself explained by the term itself, that heliocentric means sun is in the center and earth has an orbit that rotates around the sun. Okay, so as you can see in diagram number 2, so this is diagram number 2. So here you can see that sun is in the center and earth is actually rotating around the sun. Okay, so you can see that earth is actually revolving around the sun. Okay, so what was there in geocentric theory? So according to geocentric theory, earth is in the center and sun revolves around the earth, and according to heliocentric theory, sun is in the center and earth revolve around the sun. Okay, so what happened, friends, that Copernicus gave heliocentric theory, and Copernicus gave the heliocentric theory, and later it was proved that the geocentric theory is wrong. Okay, so later it was proved that the geocentric theory is wrong. Earth is not in the center. Okay, earth is not in the center and sun does not revolve around earth, and this theory is right. Okay, so heliocentric theory is right, means sun is in the center and earth actually revolves around the sun. Okay, and now this is a very simple established fact, and all of us know that sun is in the center and our earth revolves around the sun. So friends, basically we were originally discussing about the shape of earth. Okay, so our first question was that what is the shape of earth, and I have told you that the shape of earth is spherical. Okay, so I have told you that what is the shape of earth. The shape of earth is actually spherical, but friends, this is actually roughly estimated that the shape of earth is spherical. So spherical is not the exact shape of earth, it's not the actual shape of earth, it is roughly estimated. Okay, so roughly estimated means it is widely estimated, roughly estimated that the shape of earth is spherical, but the actual shape of earth is not spherical, it is more than that. So now let us discuss about the actual shape of earth, means what is the exact and actual shape of earth. Now friends, here on the screen you can see a diagram. Now in this diagram you can see that the diameter of earth along the equator means this line. Okay, so actually equator means this line, this has already been drawn in the diagram. So here you can see in this diagram that the diameter of earth along the equator is 12,756 kilometers. Okay, so what is the diameter of earth along the equator? So along the equator the diameter of earth is 12,756 kilometers. Okay, but friends, now what is the diameter of earth along the poles? So poles means this line. Okay, so when we are talking along the equator, so then we see horizontally, but when we are talking along the poles, then we have to see vertically. Okay, so we have to see that what is the diameter of earth along the poles. So as you can see in this diagram, that if we are talking about poles, then the polar diameter of earth or the diameter of earth along the poles is 12,714 kilometers. Okay, so here you can see that there is certain difference. The diameter of earth is more along the equator and it is 12,756 kilometers, whereas the diameter of earth along the poles is less and it is 12,714 kilometers. So there is a net difference of 42 kilometers. Okay, so there is a difference of 42 kilometers between equatorial diameter and polar diameter. But friends, if we are talking of any sphere, okay, so if we are talking about any perfect sphere, then the diameter of sphere is actually equal along any line. Okay, for example, let's suppose if this is a sphere. Okay, actually this is earth, but okay, so let me draw it separately. So let's suppose if this is a sphere. Okay, so if this is a sphere, then its diameter should be equal vertically. Okay, let me draw it more perfectly. So let's suppose that this is a sphere, so its diameter should be equal vertically, horizontally, and at any angle. Okay, so if you draw diameter along a sphere at any angle, then its diameter should be equal. Okay, and friends, if you will see the actual definition of sphere, then the actual definition of sphere is that if a three-dimensional body where the distance of all the points on surface. Okay, so you can draw many points on the surface. Okay, so actually this is a sphere, so you can draw infinite points on the sphere. Okay, so a sphere is a three-dimensional body where the distance of all the points on surface is actually equal from the center. Okay, means the distance of this point from center is equal. Okay, let's suppose the distance from this point, the distance of this point from center is 2 centimeters. Okay, so we are just assuming a number. So the distance from this point should also be 2 centimeter. This point should also be 2 centimeter. This point should also be 2 centimeter. Okay, and the distance of all the points on the surface from center should be equal. Okay, so if this is the case, then what will happen? Then if you will draw the diameter along any angle, if you will draw diameter vertically, if you will draw diameter horizontally, or if you will draw diameter at any angle. Okay, so if you will draw diameter horizontally, if you will draw it vertically, if you will draw diameter at any angle, then what will happen? That the value of all these diameters will be equal. But this is not happening with the case of Earth. So if we are studying the Earth, then what is happening? That the polar diameter is less than the equatorial diameter. The diameter of Earth along the equator is 12,756 kilometers, while it is 12,714 kilometers along the poles. So there is a net difference of 42 kilometers. So we can say that Earth is not a perfect sphere. Okay, so Earth is not a perfect sphere. Why? Because the distance of all the points, on the surface of Earth is not equal from the center. Okay, for example, friends, let me make it to you more clear. For example, if this is the center of Earth, okay, and this is one point on the along the equator, and this is one point along the pole. Okay, now we know that what is the value of radius. So if you have ever studied mathematics in your schooling, then you must know that radius is actually half of diameter. Okay, so what is the value of radius? So radius is half of diameter. Now what is equatorial diameter? So equatorial diameter is 12,756 kilometer. Now what is the half of this value? So its half is 6,378 kilometers. Okay, and what is radius? So radius is definitely the distance of a point on surface to the center. Okay, so this is radius. Okay, so now this radius is, what is the value of this radius? So the value of this radius is actually 6,378 kilometers. Okay, but if we have to measure the distance between these 2 points, means a point on the pole and the center of the Earth, now what should be the distance? So actually if this entire distance is 12,714 kilometers, then actually we have to find out the half of the distance. So friends, what is the half of 12,714 kilometers? So if you will divide it by 2, then the result will actually come as 6,357 kilometers. So you can clearly see here that the distance between this point to the center is 6,378, and the distance between this point and center is 6,357. Okay, now what does it mean? It means that the distance of all the points on the surface of Earth, okay, listen to my words carefully, the distance of all the points on the surface of Earth from its center is not equal. Okay, and this is the reason why Earth is not a perfect sphere. Okay, so Earth is not a perfect sphere. So now our question is that what is the actual shape of Earth? So if Earth is not a perfect sphere, then what is the actual shape of Earth? Now friends, before that we have one more important question. So now the more important question is that why the polar diameter is less than equatorial diameter. Okay, so now we have to find out that why the diameter along the poles is less than diameter along the equator. Okay, so first of all we have to solve this question. Okay, and when we will solve this question, then we will easily know that what is the actual shape of Earth. Okay, so first of all let us find out the answer to the question that why the diameter of Earth along the poles is less than the diameter of Earth along the equator. So friends, our question is that why the polar diameter means the diameter of earth along the poles is less than the equatorial diameter, means the diameter of earth along the equator. So the answer to this question is that actually earth is flattened at the poles. Okay, so what happens that earth is actually flattened at the poles. Okay, so the poles of the earth are flat. Okay, so earth is spherical in shape, but the poles of earth are flat. Okay, so due to these flat poles, earth is not a perfect sphere. Okay, so what happens that the earth is actually flattened at the poles. The poles of the earth are flat, and due to these flat poles, the shape of the earth is not perfect sphere, and this is the reason why actually the diameter of earth along the poles is less as compared to the diameter of earth along the equator. Okay, so why diameter is less along the poles? Because poles are flattened, and due to the flattening of poles, diameter of earth along the poles is less. Okay, and due to the flat poles, what happens that earth is not a perfect sphere. Okay, so earth is not a perfect sphere due to flat poles. So now the question arises that actually what is the actual shape of earth? Okay, so now also our question is same, that if earth is not a sphere, if earth is not a perfect sphere, then what is the actual shape of earth? So friends, the actual shape of earth is called as geoid. Okay, so what actual shape of earth is called as? So the actual and exact shape of earth is called as geoid. So now what is the meaning of this geoid? So actually the meaning of this geoid is unique shape of earth. Okay, so what is the geoid? So geoid means shape of earth. Okay, or geoid means earth-like shape. Okay, so what is the shape of earth? So the exact shape of earth is geoid. And what is the meaning of geoid? So geoid means the unique shape of earth. Okay, so geoid itself means the shape of earth. Okay, and friends, it is also known as oblate spheroid. Okay, so what is the actual shape of earth? So the actual shape of earth is geoid, and the meaning of geoid is the shape of earth. Okay, so the literal meaning of geoid is the shape of earth. Okay, and this shape is also known as oblate spheroid. Okay, so what is the shape of earth? So shape of earth is geoid or oblate spheroid. Okay, so geoid means the shape of earth. Okay, so now if I will ask you that what is the actual shape of earth, then you have to answer geoid. Okay, or geoid is also known as oblate spheroid. So if we are talking about the geometric shape of earth, then the geometric shape of earth is actually oblate spheroid. Okay, but if we are talking about the practical shape of earth, then practical shape of earth is geoid, and the geoid means the earth-like shape. Okay, and definitely you can use these terms interchangeably. Okay, so there is a very minor difference, that oblate spheroid is considered as the geometric shape of earth, whereas geoid means the actual and practical shape of earth, and they are very close, so you can use these terms interchangeably. So you can say that the shape of earth is geoid or oblate spheroid. But friends, then we have a question that the shape of earth is geoid or oblate spheroid due to the flattening of poles. So now we have a question that why poles are flattened. Okay, so why the poles are flattened? So our question is that why the poles are flattened. So the answer to this question is the rotation of earth. Okay, so answer to this question is the rotation of earth. So what happens, friends, that due to rotation, earth actually bulges at the equator. Okay, so what happens that due to rotation, earth bulges at the equator. Okay, so if I have to mark it, then I can mark it like this. So due to rotation, what happens that earth actually bulges at the equator. Bulges means it actually becomes like this. Okay, means the diameter along the equator increases. Okay, so what happens that due to the rotation of earth, the earth actually bulges at the equator, and because earth bulges at the equator, so what happens that the flattening of poles start. Okay, so poles start to flatten, poles start to get flattened. Okay, for example, friends, if you want to understand it more clearly, then you can do a very simple experiment. What you have to do, that just throw a rubber ball on the ground. Okay, throw a rubber ball on the ground with a very high speed. Okay, so throw a rubber ball on the ground. Okay, so let's suppose if this is the shape of ball. Okay, so let's suppose if ball is a perfect sphere, then when this ball will hit the ground, so what will happen, that it will bulge out horizontally. Okay, so the shape will become like this. Okay, so let me draw it more perfectly. So actually the shape will become like this. So you can see here that it has actually bulged out horizontally, and due to the bulging out in horizontal direction, what has happened, that vertically it has flattened. Okay, so because it has bulged out horizontally, so what has happened, that actually it has flattened in the vertical direction. So the same happens with the earth. So what happens, that when earth rotates on its own axis. Okay, so now what is this rotation of the earth? So don't worry, I will take a separate class on it. Okay, so I will explain you this concept in a much detailed manner. For the time being, you just understand that what happens, that due to the rotation of the earth is elastic, and due to elasticity, what happens, that earth bulges at the equator. Okay, so due to the rotation of the earth and due to its elasticity, earth bulges at the equator, and because earth bulges at the equator, so what happens, that the poles get flattened, and due to the flattening of the poles, the earth gets its unique shape, which is known as oblate, spheroid or geoid. Okay, now friends, for more clear understanding, you can clearly see in this experiment that when a body rotates, how it bulges at the equator. Okay, how it bulges horizontally, and due to the bulging in horizontal direction, what happens, that it gets flattened in the vertical direction. Okay, so for example, if we are talking about this body, if we are talking about this, so see, this is the original position. Okay, but as this body is rotating, so it is continuously getting flattened at the it is continuously bulging at the equator. Okay, so if we are talking in terms of earth, then we can say it equator. Okay, and if we are talking generally, then we can say that this body is bulging in horizontal direction due to rotation. Okay, and due to bulging in horizontal direction, what is happening, that this body is actually flattening in the vertical direction. So as you can see this, so this actually happens with the case of earth also. Why? Because earth is also rotating. So due to rotation, what happens, that it bulges horizontally, and due to the bulge in horizontal direction, what happens, that it actually flattens in the vertical direction. So this happens with the earth, and this is the reason why the earth is flattened at the poles. Now friends, the next question is that actually how did we get to know that the earth is flattened at the poles, the earth is bulging at the equator? Okay, so the question is that how did we get to know? So what happened, friends, that Sir Isaac Newton, okay, and definitely Sir Isaac Newton is a very famous personality, and I think that you all must know about him. Okay, so what happened, that Sir Isaac Newton proposed that earth, okay, he proposed that earth and all other planets who are rotating, okay, all other planets which are rotating. Okay, so earth and all other planets actually have flat poles. Okay, so what he proposed that earth and all other planets which are rotating, they have flat poles. Okay, now why earth and all other planets which are rotating have flat poles? So they have flat poles because due to rotation, what happens, that they bulges horizontally, and due to bulge in horizontal direction, what happens, that the poles, means in vertical direction, flattening happens. Okay, so this only does not happens with earth. Earth is not the unique case. This happens with all the planetary bodies which are rotating on their own axis. Okay, so this only does not happens with earth. This happens with all the planets which are rotating on their own axis. Okay, and why this happens? This happens due to rotation. So when a body rotates, so what happens, that it bulges horizontally, due to which it get flattens in the vertical direction. Okay, so friends, and he also told that if the speed of rotation is more, Okay, if the speed of rotation is more, then the flattening of the poles will also be more. Okay, so the planets which will rotate with a greater speed, they will have more flat poles, and the planets which will rotate in slow speed, these planets will have less flat poles. Okay, so the flattening of poles is actually directly proportional to the speed of rotation. So the planets whose speed of rotation is more, the flattening of poles in these planets is also more. Now friends, let us discuss about the evidences for the spherical shape of earth. Okay, and this is important because this can be asked in your prelims exam. Okay, so now let us discuss about that what are the evidences for the spherical shape of earth. Okay, because if we will see earth with our naked eyes, if we will see earth with our naked eyes, then definitely earth will look to us like it is flat. Okay, so earth will seems as if it is flat. So what are the evidences on the basis of which we concluded that earth is not flat, earth is spherical in shape? Okay, so let's see that what are the evidences for the spherical shape of earth. So friends, the first evidence for the spherical shape of earth is the circumnavigation. Now what is the meaning of this circumnavigation? So actually the circumnavigation means one complete navigation of earth. Okay, so what is the meaning of circumnavigation? So circumnavigation actually means that one complete navigation of earth. Okay, now friends, here we have two conditions. In the first condition, you can see, okay, so this is the first condition where the earth is flat, and this is the second condition where the earth is spherical. So let us discuss about both of these conditions one by one. So in the first condition, when the earth is flat, so friends, if you will start traveling from this point, okay, so let's suppose if you will start traveling from this point, okay, and you are traveling on the surface of earth. Okay, so here you are seeing that you are traveling on earth, you are traveling, okay, so time will come when you will reach on the another end of earth. Okay, so as here you can see that a person has started traveling from one end of the earth and the person has reached the second end of the earth. Okay, so what should happen if the earth is flat? That a person who will start traveling from the one end of the earth, he must reach to another end of the earth. Okay, so this should happen if the earth is flat. Now let's discuss about the second condition. Now friends, if the earth, okay, so in the second condition the earth is spherical, and if earth is spherical, so let's suppose that there is a person. Okay, now this person has started traveling from this point. Now when this person will travel in this direction, okay, so this person is continuously traveling, okay, and again he is traveling, again he is traveling, again he is traveling, again he is traveling, and what will happen that when he will do one complete navigation of earth, then he will reach on that point from where he has actually started. Okay, so what will happen if the earth is spherical? So what will happen that a person, okay, let's suppose this is a person and this person has started his journey of earth from this point. Okay, so when this person will take a complete round of earth, when this person will take one complete round of earth, so after completing his journey he will reach, okay, so definitely he is traveling in only one direction. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, this person is traveling in one direction, he has not changed his direction at all. Okay, and beside traveling in one direction, okay, when he completed one complete round of earth, so what happened that he reached the place from where he started his journey. Okay, so this is called as circumnavigation of earth. So circumnavigation means when you complete the navigation of earth, one complete round of earth, so you reach the point from where you have started. Okay, so what happened that this person have reached the point this person has reached the point from where he have actually started. Okay, and this is only possible when the earth is spherical. Why? Because if the earth is flat, then definitely there must be two ends of earth. So when you will start traveling from one end of earth, so you will reach to second end of earth after some point of time. But if the earth is spherical, so what will happen, that when you will take one complete round of earth, so you will reach your starting point, and this is known as the circumnavigation of earth. And actually this happened. Okay, actually this happened, and this gave the evidence that earth is not flat in shape, earth is actually spherical in shape. Okay, now friends, the first person to complete the circumnavigation of earth was Magellan. Okay, so who was that person? So that the name of that person was Magellan. So Magellan was actually a Portuguese traveler. Okay, Magellan was a Portuguese traveler, and when he started traveling in one direction, okay, so and when he completed one complete round of earth, so what happened, that he reached his starting point. And this gave us the conclusion, that actually earth is not flat in shape, earth is spherical in shape. So what happened, that Magellan was the first person, he was the Portuguese traveler, and he was the first person to do one complete circumnavigation of earth. So this is the first evidence for the spherical shape of earth. Now friends, the second evidence of the spherical shape of earth is circular horizon. So first of all, what is this horizon? Okay, so first of all the question arises that what is this horizon? So friends, you can see this diagram. Okay, so observe this line. Okay, observe the line which I am drawing here on this diagram. Okay, so if you will observe this line, then you can easily, okay, so what can you say about this line? Okay, so if you will observe this red line, then you can say that, sir, it seems that along this line land and sky is meeting. Okay, so what is happening along this line? So it seems that land and sky is meeting along this line. So this line is actually known as horizon. Okay, so what is horizon? So horizon actually means the line where it seems that sky and land is meeting, the line where it seems that the sky and land is meeting. Okay, now friends, you have one assignment. You have to observe the sky during sunset. Okay, means when sun is just near the horizon or sun is just going below the horizon, you have to observe the sky. So you all will observe that this horizon means the line where the sky and land meets. This horizon seems circular. Okay, so this horizon is not a straight line, this horizon is not flat, this horizon is actually circular. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram also, so here also the horizon is not, okay, so if you will observe this diagram very carefully, okay, so let me do it, let me make it more clear to you. So if you will observe this diagram more carefully, then you will observe that this horizon is not straight line, this horizon is not flat, but this horizon is circular. Okay, and if you really want to observe it more clearly, then please observe the sky during sunset. So when you will observe the sky during sunset, then you will find that the horizon is actually circular, horizon is not straight line, neither the horizon is flat. Now why the horizon is circular? Now the circular horizon is only possible when the shape of earth is spherical. So you can see in this diagram that, okay, so in this first condition the shape of earth is spherical, and in the second condition the shape of earth is flat. Okay, so if the shape of earth is flat, so what will happen, that the horizon will look as a straight line. Okay, so horizon will seems to us as a straight line. But if the earth is spherical, as we can see in the first case, so if the earth is spherical, so the horizon will be circular. Okay, so circular horizon is only possible if the earth is circular. Oh sorry, if the earth is spherical. Okay, so the circular horizon is only possible if the shape of earth is spherical. Now friends, there is one more assignment for all of you. The second assignment is that if you have 2-storied, 3-storied or 4-storied house, then first of all, okay, so let's suppose if you have, let's suppose, first of all, observe the horizon from the ground floor during sunset. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to observe the horizon during sunset from ground floor. After that, go to first floor and go to your balcony. Then again observe the horizon. Okay, again you have to go to second floor. Okay, and from second floor again observe the horizon. Okay, then go to third floor, and from third floor again observe the horizon, and again, okay, again observe the horizon, and then go to your roof. Okay, and then from roof observe the horizon. Okay, now you have to do this during sunset. Okay, because in the daytime what happens, that the light of sun is so bright that you will not be able to observe anything, and it will also be harmful to your eyes. So you have to do it when the light of sun is very dim. Okay, so you have to do this activity during sunset. Okay, so this is a disclaimer that please do this activity during sunset or during sunrise in the morning. Okay, so you can do this activity in the sunrise in the morning when sun is just rising, or during sunset in the evening when sun is just set below the horizon. Okay, so you have to do this activity when the sunlight is dim, so that it cannot harm your eyes. Otherwise sun can harm your naked eyes. Okay, so when you will do this activity, so what you will observe. Okay, so I am telling you the observation. So when you will observe the horizon from the ground floor, so the size of the horizon will be smallest. Okay, and when you will go to the first floor, so size of horizon will become little big. Okay, then when you will go to second floor, then it will further increase. Then when you will go to third floor, then it will further increase. And when you will go to the roof, then the size of horizon will be maximum. Okay, so the horizon will become very large when you will observe the horizon from your roof. So friends, what actually happens is that with the increase in altitude, okay, if you will go to more height, with the increase in altitude, the size of horizon also increases. Okay, so if you will see this diagram, okay, so here if you are observing the horizon from this position, then the size of horizon is this. But if you will observe the horizon from this position, okay, means when the altitude is increased, so the size of horizon increases. Okay, and this actually happens. You can do this activity on your own also. Okay, now again we have two conditions, condition 1 and condition 2. In condition 1, the shape of earth is flat. Okay, now you can see that if the shape of earth is flat, and if a person is observing horizon from this position, then also the size of horizon is same. And if the person is observing horizon from this position, then also the size of horizon is same. Okay, means the size of horizon will not increase with increasing the altitude if the shape of earth is flat. But if the shape of earth is spherical, then what will happen, that if the altitude will increase, then the size of horizon will also increase. And this actually happens in the practical life. This actually happens. You can do this activity on your own also. Okay, so with increase in altitude, what happens, that the size of horizon increases, and this is only possible if the shape of earth is spherical. So this again proves the fact that the shape of earth is spherical. Okay, now friends, there are some other evidences also which proves that the shape of earth is spherical. Okay, so in this class we have effectively discussed about the three evidences. Okay, so the first evidence was the circumnavigation of earth, second evidence is the circular horizon of earth, and the third evidence is that this circular horizon increases with the increase in altitude. So in this lecture we have discussed about the three evidences which proves that the shape of earth is spherical. Okay, now friends, in the next class we will discuss about all the remaining evidences which actually proves that the shape of earth is spherical. So friends, that's all for today. Now we will meet in next class. Okay, so if you have liked the video, if you have enjoyed the video, then like the video, comment, subscribe the channel, press the bell icon and select all, and share this channel and video to all the people you know who are preparing for UPSC or any other state PSC. Now friends, we will meet in next class. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.